Episode 10, Learning to Bow. By the time I was 13, I had already learned how to bow. Not literally, but in every way that mattered. I had learned to take orders, take abuse, and say nothing. That lesson started long before I understood what was happening to me, and it would take decades to unlearn. When Dad went off to war, I turned 13, and a new world opened up, for all of us. Mom was working hard, managing a tight budget and sticking to it. No drinking, no smoking, no gambling. For the first time, every cent in the house stayed in the house instead of disappearing into poker games, taverns, and cigarettes. My younger brother even got braces. They looked terrible, and I pitied him a little, but he was becoming his own person. 11 years old, learning the trumpet, building his own circle of friends. I tried the clarinet around the same time and failed miserably. I was awful. That summer, I found a job listing in our one and only local newspaper, a dishwasher position at a large downtown hotel, the kind of place that hosted big catered events. I put on my best clothes, cut-off denim shorts, a plain white t-shirt from a pack of 6, white Converse sneakers, and rode my bike half an hour into the city center for the interview. There was no tour, no introductions. I was simply told to show up the next day and not to dress fancy. Having a job wasn't new to me. I'd been mowing lawns and shoveling snow since I was 10. By 11, I was cleaning the tavern where my father drank, scrubbing out the previous night's mess for around 50 cents, paid by an owner as cheap as they came. The hotel job paid more, but it demanded more too. I had never worked in a kitchen before, and this one was massive, full of people of every age, all moving at the same speed, fast. Nobody trained me. As best I remember, another teenage dishwasher gave me a crash course on the industrial machine. He was maybe 15, shockingly thin. I could have closed my whole hand around his upper arm. He took 6 or more aspirin a day for arthritis. Arthritis at 15. My British relatives all had it too, but they were over 40. He smoked like a chimney on every break and somehow could hoist a 40-pound tray of glass goblets like it weighed nothing. He'd been there a while by the time I started, but eventually the pain became too much, and he had to leave. I remember the sadness in him, a kind of bleak, permanent exhaustion that never really lifted. If you know commercial kitchens, you know the heavy rubber floor mats the cooks stand on to keep from slipping into boiling water or hot grease. By the end of service, they were filthy. My job was to take them apart. They interlocked like a jigsaw puzzle, carry them down a flight of stairs, and blast them clean with a steam nozzle. That nozzle looked like something out of the new Star Trek series, a weapon, not a cleaning tool. I missed a lot of those episodes because I was working. Once the mats were clean, I'd prop them on wooden pallets to dry, then race back upstairs to sweep and mop the kitchen floor before the next meal service began. And then there were the pots. Try scrubbing an industrial 5-gallon pot that's had porridge baked onto the bottom for hours. Wire brushes barely touched it. I wasn't allowed to soak them. They were needed again for the next meal, often for pasta, which stuck even worse than the oatmeal had. It became obvious pretty quickly that I was hard of hearing, even with hearing aids in both ears. And there is no sound louder or more chaotic than a commercial kitchen on a busy day. Every day was a busy day. I got 15 minutes for lunch, and the cook would make me a towering roast beef sandwich with a side of crisps. More food than I'd ever seen at home, where Mom relied on boxed macaroni and cheese and TV dinners to feed 2 growing boys. That sandwich was, without question, the best part of my day. I never built any friendships there that followed me outside those walls. There was no formal list of duties, just an endless stream of extra tasks. Run to the corner store for the cook's cigarettes. Carry room service up to the owner's penthouse whenever he wanted a snack. He was a large, imposing man, Italian, and he never once said thank you to me. Not once. Instead, he sent a written complaint to the chef. He didn't like that I showed up in jeans and a stained t-shirt to deliver his food. Not professional, he said, so I went out and bought a proper dress shirt with my own money to deliver food to a man who couldn't be bothered to acknowledge my existence. Someone else might have spit in his food. Slipped something extra into the seasoning. I didn't even think in those terms. By that point, I was thoroughly trained. Bow your head, take the slurs, take the slaps, take the shouting, and say nothing. I didn't have it in me to say no. Not to him, not to anyone. I did this for 2 years. Then I got promoted to busboy, working alongside the waitresses for the first time. That promotion opened up an entirely new world. But the boy walking into it was the same boy who had learned, at 13, how to bow his head and disappear. That lesson didn't go away just because the job title changed. If anything, it was about to be tested in ways I never saw coming.